Jesus has not chosen to carry out his mission to save the world without his bride. Just as God didn't put Adam in the garden without a bride, Jesus is not carrying out his mission without a bride or outside the bride. Rather, he has shared his own saving vocation and mission with her, so that without her, the mission will not and does not and cannot happen. His life is his gift to her, such that she becomes by grace or charism an active participant in his own dominion over the world, by which he is turning it into the dwelling place of God. So that statement that people critique, no salvation outside the church, is a way of saying, look, body and bride ecclesiology, temple ecclesiology, God will not do it without his covenant partner, the church. She is invested in it. Now, I want to share some photos that I've shared in a previous episode to tie all this together, this body and temple and mission and charism imagery. The first is this: the crucified, buried, risen, and ascended body of Christ. This body of Christ is really present to and united to this body of Christ, in which you see a gathered church gathering together for worship. That crucified, buried, risen, and ascended body is joined to this body, this bride, this gathered assembly in the Eucharistic body of Christ, this one that you see now, which is the means by which we remain in communion with the risen Jesus and are summarily sent out as forth this body of Christ, the missionary body of Christ, filled with his graces and gifts, extending his reach, co-laboring with him in his saving mission, and by making disciples and by baptizing them into the body and teaching them to obey everything Jesus has commanded, we are expanding and extending the footprint of the temple. The temple's getting bigger and bigger and bigger in the world until, as the prophet Habakkuk said in chapter 2:14, the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. That is our temple, body, bride, ecclesiology.